All right. Should be good here now, I suppose. Am I live? So one here to Jemai Jones. It'll be Jones, Torres, and Dingler. Or who the fuck? Jones, Torres, and Green. Sorry. Excuse me. It's 1-2. What's up, Space? What's up, Kenny? What's up, Allison? Hopefully everyone's doing good. All chill. All right, we're good. Doing good. Doing good. Just chilling out. Jones strikes out on a foul tip. Here's Torres. Povich, the pitcher for the Orioles. What's up, Jonathan? You doing good? That's good. Dun, 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 dun. Ball one. It's 1-1 now on Mr. Torres. Ooh, I'm all blurry already. That's fun. And Torres flies out to a pretty deep part of right field, but flies out nonetheless. 2-0. Not a great start, I guess. I mean, the season would be over, Kenny. You're right. We are in the need to win category at this point. Good point. Good point. Can't really afford to lose. We've only got a 8-game lead in the division. Called strike one. I mean, season depends on this game. If we don't make it, we're eliminated. It's a special rule that every team that loses on June 10th to the Baltimore Orioles is eliminated from playoff contention. It's an actual thing. It's in the bylaws. A rule the Orioles snuck out because it used to be the Orioles would always play the Yankees on June 10th for the first about 80 to 90 years of the season of baseball. And when they tried to do that, the Yankees would always beat them. So the Oriole, they called it Oriole AIDS back then. Didn't infect the team and you'd miss the playoffs. Wouldn't matter if you won 110 games, you just miss them. No, it's June 10th. Kenny reminded me of it. 2-2, fouled away. Well, all they have to do is win on June 10th, and it beats the team out from being in the playoffs, but they never won on June 10th. Or so the legend goes. I could be lying and making things up. 3-2. Would be a good... It'd be nice to win, though. I would like to see us 20 games over 500. We seem to be unable to get to that mark. Fouled away. We'll see another pitch here. 8 pitch of the at-bat coming up. It's more like... I don't know what kind of curse it is. It's just more like an automatic you don't make the playoffs thing. Another foul ball. We'll see pitch number 9. Long at bat here by Green. Way to work the pitch count up a little bit in the first. Top 1, 2 away. No score. Here's the 3-hitter Green up with a 3-2 count. Another payoff pitch due. What will we get? Another foul ball. We'll get the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Well, it couldn't be Ripken because it started back in the 1800s. And it wouldn't really, it's not even really a curse. your team, like you guys think that like your team just plays bad and misses the playoffs. No, it does. Like you could be the best team, have the MVP and the Cy Young. Riley Green will walk good at bat there. Here's Dylan Dingler with 1 on and 2 out. The idea is the team is just eliminated automatically from the playoffs. It's no curse. It's just the rules situation. You're out. Doesn't matter if you win your division, have the best record in baseball, you just don't get to play. Yeah, it's a really good at bat by Green right there, especially off a lefty. Call it strike 1 to Dingler. Good take. I wish he kind of would have cracked at it because it wasn't the greatest pitch, but they're clearly working the count here this evening, or trying to. Fouled away, it's 0-2. Well, this at-bat may not be very long. Dingler's been in kind of a little slump here lately. Well, he's still hitting 287 with a near 790 OPS. 766. He could use a big hit. Nice little double or something. Maybe a homer. A dingle bomb. Fouls off a curveball. It'll remain 0-2. What's up, Nick? We're just chilling. Watching a little baseball. Best defensive catcher for sure. Cal Raleigh might be a little bit better, though, as far as hitting goes. That guy's got like 26 home runs or some crazy shit like that. I think he leads all of baseball, Cal Raleigh. Ball's in the dirt. Maybe it gets the runner to get to second. No. Anyway, 2-2 or 1-2 count. Another decent at bat here for him, and we'll see 5 pitches already. 15 pitches to 2 guys. He was cruising. Yeah, well, and Dingler struck out. Well, send him back to AAA. Experiment's over. All right. Well, now we have to hope to God we pitch good today. We'll be starting with Brant Herter will be an opener today, as the Royals send out 3 lefties. Well, Rutschman's a switch hitter, so Holiday, Rutschman, Henderson, Lariano, O'Hearn, Westberg, Cowser, Mayo, and Mullins. Fun fact, the Baltimore Orioles are the fattest team in the league with an average weight of about 218 pounds. They're the heaviest team in baseball. Take of that what you will. And he now have been in AAA ever since. Yeah, it wasn't a great trade, Kenny. Yeah, well, they have a lefty pitching today, and we no longer have a lot of our left-handed guys like Andy Ibanez and the old cast of right-handed shit players. Now we got new guys. We'll see how they do. Cursive, Buttercup, Dickerson. We can go with that guy, but again, it's not really a curse. He could be the guy who instituted the rule. But again, it's not a curse, it's a rule. Anyway, Holiday, Rutschman, and Henderson to lead it off. Let's hope they play bad today. We get a bad Orioles team for 3 games. Then they can be really good afterward. Yeah, I believe Andy's in AAA, yeah. They gave up on Andy. Rightfully so. He couldn't hit left-handed pitching anymore. That's his only reason of being up here with us, is to hit the lefties. Hell yeah, go Lions, go Tigers. Exactly. All right, let's hope for a good start, good opening here by Herter. Then Gibson, Sawyer, Long will take over the game. Tigers going with an opener today. Again, Sawyer, Gibson, Long is expected to be a regular starter who doesn't need openers, but you have to remember, and they get Holiday on the first pitch. Kind of a deep fly out, though. 1 away. Nice job. You got to remember, Sawyer is coming back after, this is only his second start in the majors since his arm reconstruct, his elbow, fucking Tommy John. If you get traded. Yeah, Baltimore does not do well on trades. They seem to get the short end of the stick quite often. They should have kept all their prospects and just kind of. But see, the problem is I don't feel like they draft pitching very well either. Like they can build a hell of an offense. You know, they're going to be very good at hitting again very soon at some point, probably very soon. 0-1. But the pitching is their biggest Achilles heel. 0-2. Because they don't seem to draft that position well. Because I think SGL is right-handed, isn't he? And the three best hitters in this lineup are Holiday, Rutschman, and Henderson. Not to say that the other guys aren't good, but those are your best three. And they're all technically left-handed, with Rutschman being a switch hitter that you'd prefer to keep on the right side of the plate. 0-2. So with the left-handed opener, it lets Sawyer Gipson Long pitch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 if he's really dealing. So we get through like 6 innings. That eats up to 7. Plus, it kind of gives the opening part of this lineup to a lefty instead of putting that kind of pressure right away on Sawyer. Again, he's coming. This is his second start, and they strike out Rutschman looking nice. 2 away. Here's Henderson. All right, just got to get one more. I have the utmost respect for most of this baseball team, so I'm not really going to talk much shit this series. I'd really like it if they don't come to life against us. Literally, as soon as we're done playing them, they can be good again. Just please, God, let us have them at this level. Please don't make us play like, oh, the Orioles found the Grove and swept the Tigers, outscoring them 71-2. I'd be like, nah, damn. Oh, I figured eventually they weren't going to be bad all year, but I didn't figure it'd be all at once against us. That wasn't even enjoyable to watch. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider helping out. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, Mayo's up. He's batting 9th. Yep, Kobe Mayo's up. He's hitting. Looks like he's struggling, but I mean, that's pretty standard for a young cat. Why the hell did they throw that right down the middle, dude? What's up, Gibbs? Oh, I thought that was. I don't know why. I didn't realize that wasn't your first thing. That was a base hit. Oh, it was a fielding error. All right. Shouldn't have been a hit. Never mind. All right. I'm not mad at Herder. That should have been an out. So a nice error there by Stupid. Oh, it's Torres. All right. Rare error there by Torres. A non-throwing error by Torres. That's pretty rare. Because teams that struggle scoring do well against us. Teams that are top scoring are lucky to get. See, yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. But we also tend to take certain teams a lot more serious, and I think we take these guys rather serious. What's up, Jake? This is a good team. This is a good lineup. It's like playing the Astros. You don't really want to take them lightly because they're really well built, and they'll kind of fuck you up. They can still score and hit. Like, they still got some sneaky good OPSs that are all getting better. Like, that means they're playing better the last couple weeks. So you got to be kind of very aware of that. 1-2 on a swing and strike for Loreno. Hell yeah, Gibbs. That's awesome. Oh, it was blasted to him. I don't know. Why'd they give him an error then? He just dropped it. What's up, Jake? One, 2. Runner at first, 2 away. And that'll be called strike 3, kind of a borderline pitch. I don't know if that actually should count. It catches enough of the plate, I suppose. We'll see how they call it for the Tigers. Hopefully it's fair. Torkelson, McKinstry, and Perez here in the top of the second. Top 2, Torkelson, McKinstry, Perez, 0-0. Neither team really gets much going there in the first. They both leave a man at first base. Commercial break, top 2. Did you see the Cubs media going ape shit around the second game of the series? They went in on Tigers fans for saying the umps were bad. Then game 3, they said the Tigers gift wrapped it. Yeah, it was very funny, Jared. to see a bunch of Cubs fans saying that we had no business talking about the officials after game 2 and saying like, oh, look at the Tigers just blaming the officials for their loss. And then as soon as that game ended, it was like, wow. So the Tigers just were given that game. It's like, yeah, how do you like that piece of humble pie? That's why you probably shouldn't blame officials for whatever. That was a very funny outcome, especially because the game was pretty fairly called. Like we got like, I think the umpire scorecard said we got like half a run of like favorable calls, if you want to call it that. It was like, I don't know, they called it about equal. Tigers may have got like half a run out of that. And it's like, all right, give them the run. Fuck it, 4-1. So like if they had scored that run, there would have been literally a 0-run gain for the in fact, I think it actually, because of the fact that they got that call wrong, that resulted in a full run loss. It should have been -1 Chicago, or like, +1 Detroit. But because it was +5, that means that had that been, it was like +5-4 for Chicago, right? That means that, or for Detroit. That means that one call saved it from being +5 or like plus fucking 6, or yeah, like 6-4 for, or no, sorry, 4-6 for Chicago. That's kind of what that means, by the way. Hold on, let me show you. I'll bring up this umpire scorecard, which is a very funny scorecard because it really fucks up what Chicago fans were trying to say. Because again, it does show that Detroit got a favorable set of calls. I'll show you at the thing. However, it takes into consideration that he was probably safe at home in that one inning. So Detroit had a +5 too. I think if that +1 goes, like, you know what I mean? It was pretty consistent. It was 99% consistent for the umpire strike zone. 96% was correct. He was more accurate than expected. The +1 was basically, this was because Detroit got like, the Chicago got a call missed because they missed half a run basically because of that. Because it says -049 for Chicago, which means that if they had caught that run that should have counted, they would have been favored in the game. You can literally just do the math. Detroit was only +003 on calls for the officials. Yeah, the Tigers had more bad calls from the umps than the Cubs did, but the only reason that the fucking Cubs like had a worse run thing from the officials is because that guy was safe at home. Probably they didn't have evidence to overturn it. And like, I mean, looking at it, he was probably safe. I mean, to be fair. Yeah, it's funny because it's like you guys literally got more official like favorability in that game by a couple calls. That's why it's silly to blame officials for losses, because it's still like one call in that game makes it look a lot different than it actually was. Strikes out, and it's literally like a half-run difference. It's like, oh, wow. So the Tigers really got nothing in that game. And it had less to do with the Tigers getting good calls, but the ump missed that run on Chicago. Like, Chicago should have scored that run. So it should have been a 4-1 game, and Chicago would have been favored in it. Like, it would have been like, oh, yeah, that game was called in favor of the Cubs. Oh, well. Two of the best teams in baseball went head-to-head, and the Cubs fans are like beyond themselves that they lost the game. Tigers fans are like, damn, we lost game 2. Hopefully we come out in game 3 and play a lot better. Like, damn, like every Tigers fan I know is kind of like, damn, dude, I hope we can go get a bat, kind of improve our team. Cubs are a really good team. You know, if that's kind of like what the upper echelon of the league looks like, we kind of maybe have to get a little bit more to improve the team and compete. But hey, we're hanging in there. We won one of them. If we could take 2, then yeah, like they're acting like, yeah, like they're like the Tigers of last year, and that'll be a double for Zach McKinstry, maybe a triple actually. Holy shit! Uh-oh, is he safe at third? Or did they get him? Did he go? No, is he getting? Hell yeah, triple for Zach McKinstry. His 6th of the year. That's got to be near the league lead. He has 6 triples this year. 1 out triple for McKinstry off a lefty. That's awesome. Now Perez is up. He'll hit a sac fly. Yeah, I don't like. They're very embarrassed that they lost 2 games, and it's like, They're like screeching about it. They're pissed off. And it's like, if they had took 2 or 3 from us, I'd been like, ah, damn, the Cubs are a good team. It's hard to get mad. That's literally how I would have reacted to losing a series to the Cubs, because they're a good team. They're acting like they just lost World War II. Like their season's in trouble. We're a good team. We have the most wins for a reason. What? That's not an accident. 1-1. We didn't steal them. 2-1. Yeah, McKinstry's been one of our low-key best pickups. McKinstry's a money ball player, like an Oakland A's money ball style player that like somehow gets like is having a money ball year at 275, 751. Well, he'll never do this again. This will be the only we have to win the World Series because of this year. We have so many guys that'll never perform in the way that they are right now, and it rules. That'll be a sac fly unless he hits a home run. Nope, McKinstry will score sac fly. Perez just skied it with the league lead for triples. I was going to say, 6 is a lot of triples. He's got to be near the top or at least tied for it. 1-0 Tigers lead with 2 away. Great job by Perez to drive in the run there. Very unselfish at bat. He'll get rewarded later on. Baez with 2 out. Not by me or anything gay, but just, that's how baseball works. I told you McKinstry has had the best quiet season. I think Tigers fans wanted to see a confirmation game like that, so even a close loss would have been fine. Yeah, like if we would, game after, if we would have lost like 5-4, it's like, nah, damn, we should have won that. But as long as we didn't lose again by fucking 7-1. Yeah, we should be able to do that. I don't buy his homers here. I don't know why, but he should hit a home run. He's kind of due. At least a double. So lefty. Povich isn't pitching that well this year. Damn, it's 2-1 or 1-2. Did you see the power rankings? Tigers are 1. They beat everybody in the top 10 in series except for the Dodgers. Yeah, it's getting hard to deny the Tigers should be number 1 in the power rankings. What's our division lead at this point? 8 games. By the way, it's 1-2. In a division where like everybody but one team is over 500. It's just like, yeah, we have an 8-game lead in that division. That's where it starts to feel incredible what the Tigers are doing, in my little opinion. Or is it 6 or 7? Because again, it's like the whole division is good. Baez struck out. We'll head to the bottom of the second. Tigers take a 1-0 lead. Let's hope they hold it. Yeah, the Mets have been beaten up on some good teams, though. The Mets, I think, just took a series from the Dodgers, from the Cubs. You could argue the Mets could also be number 1 right now. They're very good. O'Hearn, Westberg, and Cowser. We have to play the Mets at some point. 7 on the Twins, 8 on Cleveland. Fuck, I forgot about Minnesota. Uh-oh. Yeah, they got to start losing some games. They've been winning. Come on, Texas. Yeehaw, brother. That's what I mean. Like, we have at least a 7-game lead on a team in a division with the whole except one team is over 500, and that's a pretty dominant thing. What's up, Jacob? No, you guys are all right. You guys are a solid team. You guys are fine. You guys are just in the division with a team that's completely fucking just keeps winning 2 of 3 games every time they play baseball. And that's a very hard thing to keep pace with. Look at this shit. Look at the war for pitchers this year. It's like, all right, Scubal has 3.4. The next closest in the American League is either Bubich or Crochet at 2.5. I'm pretty sure we've got the Cy Young this year again. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, the White Sox are actually doing a lot better. They actually look like they could be good again soon. An 8-win lead on the Twins because the Tigers currently have tiebreaker. Oh, that's true. That's true. Do we have? I think baseball tends to go by losses, and then wins are a little considered. So because of the win situation, it's a little weird. Or its losses are considered. It's so weird with baseball. It's not very straightforward because of the high amount of wins and losses that are considered, but I think it's generally losses is how you count the standings. And then like wins count for like a fucking game or half game or some weird metric. Oh, I'm sorry I missed that last time. Top 2 series comes out tomorrow and Job is in the set. Ooh. He'll be one of the hot fucking rookie cards, eh? I need the Tigers to win tonight. Hell yeah, Jacob. We do too. White Sox have been... Yeah, White Sox are looking pretty good for lately. Sorry, I missed that earlier, Tim. I know I think I seen you say that earlier. 2-0 here on No Heron. Why was you... Oh, they hit him. One on, one out. One on, nobody out. Well, let's hope for a ground ball here to try to turn 2. That's probably it for him. They're probably going to bring in Long. Oh, they're just going to let Herder. All right. Ball 1. Yeah, I would imagine he was mad. His team lost the Ohio Cup. It's all gone. Oh, yeah, your team also lost the Ohio. I forgot about that. You're also a fan of them. You guys lost the cup. Here's Westberg. One on, nobody out. Let's hope for a ground ball. That'll be fouled away. It's 1-1. Ooh-ah. Ooh-ah. You got to make it sound like you're a dying deer. You're right. All right, that'll be a ground ball. 1 and 2, double play. Good job, just like I predicted. Oh, dude, I'm like 1,000 IQ for saying we needed a double play. Not many people could have said we needed that. Oh, never mind. He didn't try to get the runner at second for some reason. Okay. Labor Torres is stupid, dude. That should be 2 fielding errors. He's like, all right, I'm going to take this ball to first. Like, what? Why didn't he go to second with it? You trying to give up a run? I know he's a lifelong Orioles fan, but that's kind of weird. Hauser grounds out to the right side, so the runner gets over to third, 2 away. Hopefully they get Mayo and don't give up the run. Yeah, me too, because I saw a ground ball, and I saw the second base, like, you know, I think even the thing thought it was a fucking double play. The little fucking graphic up there. They're like, oh, they didn't even try. Michigan Panthers beat on the Stallions and Defenders smashed the Hawks. We're all rooting for this Panthers. Strike 1. First Michigan football team to play in a championship since like 1957 or some crazy shit like that. Professional football team, anyway. Fouled away. It's 0-2 on Mayo. He's the brother of Will Mayo, the quarterback for the Texans. If he still plays there. I don't know where Mayo's at now. Do. Pretty cool. I bet you didn't know that about all that. By the way, if you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. We've only got 11. Be cool to get up to around 20 or so on each stream. They were considered semi-professional. I don't believe that was considered a professional football league. I could be wrong on the distinction. And I believe that this league is considered fully professional, and that's why it's considered professional. I could be wrong on that, Tim. But I don't believe that league was considered professional. It was considered semi-pro. I may be wrong on that distinction, but I'm like 90% positive that's the difference. Otherwise, yeah, you would be right 100%. What's up, Brent? I think the guy that was standing with the ball got ground out, so he was technically basically before. Oh, hit and run. Well, we should still cut Torres. It's been a disaster. An error. Bad fielding decision. It adds up. Anyway, 1-2 count here on Mayo with the runner at third with 2 away. Tigers up 1-0, trying to get out of this little jam here without giving up a run. 6th pitch of the at-bat due from Herter. What do we get? Strike 3, down and away, or down and inside. Wow, they did strike him out on a pitch down, but not really inside. It was kind of more middle. It was like middle. It was, I almost called that spot. That was pretty good. I said down and away, or down and in, but that wasn't necessarily in. It was pretty close, though. That was pretty good. Either way, they get Mayo. We defend the lead. We'll hopefully go get a run here in the top of the third. It'll be Meadows, then top of the order, Jones and Torres. 9-1 and 2 due up. Tigers hopefully are going to win. Let's hope. Yeah, I got 1,000 IQ. I could be a pitcher, but I don't throw very hard. I'm pretty good at pitching on video games and telling people where to pitch. If I could be a robot, I would be a great pitcher. But I think it's against the law to become a robot. By the way, if anyone could drop a like if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate it. It'd be very helpful for the stream. Get more people in here. It help the channel out. It would I don't know, what's a sad story? It'll give me more money so I don't have to sell my body on the streets. You guys want me to have to keep selling my boy pussy out? Make sure you drop a like. If yes, even drop a like, then maybe, I'll get addicted to all the too much money. I have to keep doing it. Yeah, I could get everybody good. I'd have everyone throwing 2-seam fastballs, 4-seam fastballs, cutters, sinkers. Kind of a rising fastball move. Sliding fastball that I knew how to throw. That's pretty much all the pitches I'm good at. It was like 6 different versions of the fastball. And then, because that's all cutters, sinkers are. They're just fastballs you throw funny. Then you got like a running fastball. Just same thing as a sliding fastball, I guess. Of course, you got the 4-seam and 2-seam. Anyway, here's the sweeper. It's 2-1. Way to hold off. That must not look like a strike at all because Riley Green didn't swing at any of those either. Well, he swung at that one, though. Yeah, that would have been called. 2-2. Hopefully, Allison. I don't believe in breaking balls. It's bad for your elbow. So we won't be throwing none of those. Yeah, Meadows grounds out. Not much there. Top of the order, here's Jones with 1 away. Hopefully Meadows can get going soon. It sucks that we were playing a lefty tonight. He's not terrible against him, but, like most lefties, he doesn't really hit them too well. All right, here's Jones. He struck out in his first at-bat. Maybe he homers in his second. You never know. He gets a base hit. Here we go. He's got a single. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Torres. Let's hope he gets a little single too or something. He is due for a homer, though. He usually has a little bit of pop to him. Not a lot, but... Not really. Allison, they're okay. I mean, they had a bad start to the year for sure. It's still early enough where you can turn it around and have a good end of the season if you're Baltimore. They've been playing good lately, so... Again, baseball is a lot less, what does a season record look like when you're considering a team? And really what their last 5 to 10 games more so look like, because then you get a better idea of who you're running into. Not like who you're totally running into and not like the totality of who you're running into. The Bulldog. Gleyber Torres hates dogs. Watch this shit. They call him Michael Vick. Too soon, or is that, good? Ah, damn it, he got out. 2 away. Lined out. Here's Green. Home run, maybe. Green bomb off a lefty. Little treat. Yeah, I shouldn't have did the Vic thing. Damn. Well, it's strike 1. All right, I got a new one. Well, I don't. That's gay though. I don't think it's gay. What's up, Joel? How's football? What position do you play? I'm gonna guess linebacker. 2-1. Linebacker or wide receiver? Kind of name you kind of seem to have. Beeline. Are you a tackle or an end? Because I could be kind of still right with if you're an end, as that's a special linebacker. I still could be theoretically correct here, by the way. If he's an end, that's not really like that's a little different. It's kind of like a linebacker. Oh, crazy. He plays the end, which is basically a quasi linebacker. That's funny. I guess it depends if you're like an edge rusher or a DN, then it's kind of not. 2-2 or 2 on, 2 out. After the single by Green, he got the runner over to third, so base hit could get the run in. We'll see what Dingler can do. Big hit would be good. That's fair, Nick. That is fair. I just assume linebacker because the last name Jackson, but I guess that's my own misread. I only knew one Joel, and he played wide receiver. So 1-1. Ball 2. He should get something to hit here. You don't really want to deal with torque with bases loaded. Lower average. Swinging strike 2. Damn it. Dylan Dinger. A dingle bomb would be good. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers got married. Very funny. He's like, yeah, I got married a couple months ago. And he struck out. Son of a bitch. Swung at a ball. Well, Dingler exposed. He'll probably never hit again. Mullins, Holiday, and Rutschman 9-1 and 2 due up here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 Tigers. Like, we know Gibbs. Gibbs plays kicker and punter. And I heard he might try out for Cowboy this year. Not too sure yet, he said. It could be. Wide receiver and kicker. The fact that I was like 50% right is very funny. Well, yeah, you only kick every so often in a football game, you know? I don't know why I thought that you would just be a kicker. I was like, he just gives off kicker energy, and I don't know how to describe it. When I played briefly, played quarterback, not very athletic, but I have a very good arm, so it was a very good fit. I can throw bombs, still can. I never made it to varsity, though. I got hurt before the season in JV. I broke my back playing, and that was the end of my football career. I broke 2 vertebrae. I didn't play amazing at kicker last year. I'm just getting reps at kicker right now. For sure. It's always good to have like kicker is never a bad thing to get good at. Fouled away 0-1. So I never played into my sophomore year. Just never happened. I was pretty good though. 0-2. Just a terrible athlete though. Wasn't very fast. Couldn't really jump. Didn't really care to do any of that very well. He's been going to a lot of camps lately and run-ins with some pretty big names and coaches. Yeah, being good on kicking is something you might want to keep practicing at because it's a good way to get to college football, especially if you're a person who plays football and kicks. You have a lot more respect than people who convert over from soccer. You'll get more of a look than a guy who like converts over. Like if you both go like 6 for 6 in your drills, you'll be considerate more than the soccer guy because you play football already. 1-2. Yeah, do both, but also just keep that in mind. Kicking is a good thing to do, especially if you have the ability to kick. Something to hone. Fouled away, it'll remain 1-2. Mullins, the 9-hitter, at the bat. Kids, you gotta do better than your best. Your whole family depends on this. Parents didn't want to tell you, but your whole family will blow up if you don't make it. Everyone will just kind of explode into confetti. 1 away on this ground out. There gets constantly asked about by college teams while about to be a junior. His team was won back-to-back states as well. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that definitely helps, especially if you're like a kicker on a state championship team. Yeah, it'll get you, especially if you're already like a football player. They really like that shit. Anyway, 1 away after the 9-hitter gets out. It's 0-1 here on, Holiday gets a hit. Terrible positioning by the Tigers. And they give up a hit. A They had a little over 200 yards last year. Yeah, hopefully you get out there. Yeah, Michigan Panthers going to the USFL championship. They're going to win probably. Or we can only hope. Anyway, 1 on, 1 out. Like the UFL Suns again, which is likely. They want more kickers, and NFL will scout more from the UFL. Yep. Yeah, I mean that's the reason. If kickers, and that'll be a fly out, 2 away. Here's Henderson with 1 on and 2 out. A good spot for kickers who don't make it into the NFL is to go to the UFL or go to another professional league that lets you kick, because there's really no other spot for you to practice. Because the best way to get game footage on what you can do in a game is to literally watch you kick in a game. Because in practice, it's so controlled, it doesn't matter, you know? Which is why it's almost useless to practice field goals, except for just making sure your fucking form is solid every so often. Because otherwise, it's not really, what are you practicing? You know what I mean? You have to like simulate the whole game experience for it to be a legitimate practice. And even then, they're probably not trying to block it that bad. Yeah, those kind of leagues are good for looking at kickers. UFL is really good for it right now because guys just kind of go under the radar, show up there, and they start bombing. And they show, because again, they use the same size goalposts as the NFL, I believe. So, yep, it's hard. But again, once you're there, and if you're accurate, you're just going to be a kicker somewhere. Especially right now. It's really hard to be an unknown kicker. It's like, just go try out for a team. Just call someone up and ask to try out if you're over 21. Been out of high school 3 years, and if you're over 21, call up an NFL team. They'll let you try out. Send them a fucking tape of you kicking a ball fucking 50 times through the upright from about 45 yards away. That's all it'll take. They'll give you a tryout if you could do that. I promise you. 45 yards away. If you can hit it, I don't know, fucking 20 out of 20 times, they'll be like, that's interesting. And then show you can hit over 50 a couple times. Boom. That's a tryout instantly. But again, it's so weird without actual game footage, you know? That's why it's at least a tryout. Not many people can do that accurately. That accuracy is the big key. 45 under, that means you can hit 100%. That's what they're really kind of looking for. That'll be another base hit. Oh, no, that's just a stolen base. Never mind. 2-2. Yeah, I know. Me too. I think they're letting him go through the top of this order again. Going to football last year, I really wanted to be a football punter because I have a good leg, but not much accuracy. Well, hopefully they let you try out punting soon. Being a practice guy quicker. Yep. Most teams will just use punters if they have to. Yeah, being a spot kicker is one of the more valuable skills right now, and punting, really. There's a lot of good punters always. There's not always a plethora of really good place kickers, which is why they're starting to go up in pay a little bit. Field goal kickers, the really good ones. They'll get a nice chunk of change. 3-2 on a sweeper that misses. 2 away, runner at second. We could really use an out here. I was going to be a punter in high school because I couldn't kick good, but then we got a transfer from Brazil who could kick better than me. So, yeah, I'd quit too. I don't blame you, Tim. I'd been like, God damn it, dude, really? I can't go be the backup punter. Everyone will make fun of me. It's like, it turns out he didn't even play football. He said, this is gay, and then I just was too embarrassed to go back. The kid who replaced me as quarterback that year wound up playing at Michigan State, mainly as a corner because he was incredibly athletic. He walked on, not even shitting you. He walked on and played two or 3 years at Michigan State. Incredible athlete. And I won the starting quarterback job over that guy. And I always think about that. I'm like, damn, dude, I was better than that guy at quarterback. Again, I have a rifle on my shoulder. I know the position really well. I know when to throw it. I know when to throw on routes. I'm really good at timing. I can explain receiver routes to them as well. Like, hey, I need you to be ready to catch the ball as soon as I turn it around. As soon as you turn, that'll be a fucking run scored. 1-1. That'll be the end of Herder. He leaves in a tie 1-1. Bottom of the third, they'll bring in Sawyer Gibson Long now. You got no chance with him? Fair. By a transfer guy, so he went to the rival team and went to them, play them in the championship. He was 3 for 3, and the other guy was 1 of 5. Damn. Nope. Mid-ad pitcher. Blew the game. And now they're going to bring in Chase Lee. They've obviously changed their mind about Sawyer Gibson Long tonight and just going to go with a bullpen day, I suppose. All right. Whatever. Mize and fucking Scooball starting this series anyway. I'm not too stressed about it. I think literally tomorrow is what? Mize and then Scooball on game 3. If we have to use our bullpen today, that's a little bit of a stressor, but not too bad. I don't know what happened with Sawyer, though. That's a little worrying. Yeah, having to go up against Mize tomorrow, and then I believe that's what the next 2 pitchers are. I think literally it's Mize and then Scooball. And it's like, oof, that sucks for the fucking Orioles. Mize has been on fire all year. Even I think he came back and was just as good when he left. It's like, oh well, that's fun. I think he's just a good pitcher now, Casey Mize, which is, makes sense. I mean, he was good last year when he was pitching, them 4 or 5 innings all year. If I remember right, Casey Mize would throw like 35 pitches a start and then just be gone last year. And then he missed like 4 months with an injury, came back, would pitch like 45 pitches a start, and then they'd take him out, and then that was as much as they'd let him start. And then I don't even think they let him do anything in the playoffs. Or they did they? I literally don't remember. Anyway, Chase Lee's into pitch now to Loreno. Or Loreno. Yeah, I just don't understand what the move is here. It was supposed to be Sawyer Gibson Long coming, and I wonder if he tweaks something. This is supposed to be a start today, so I'm not really certain. Again, it kind of makes sense to go with the bullpen, to go with an opener like Herder. But I wonder if Herder was just pitching so well, they just said, fuck it, we'll just kind of do it this way tonight. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't even think they left him on the playoff roster. He wasn't even hurt. They just were like, fuck that, it's not worth it. And then now he's been really good this year, which is nice. They bumped it. Oh, is he pitching tomorrow? No, they could have moved everybody back and just decided that they're going to use Scooball at home on, what would that be, Friday? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we play Friday at home. Maybe they just decided to move everybody down a day, go bullpen today, Sawyer tomorrow, and then Mize on Thursday, then Friday. I believe we're back home already. Well, I think they prefer to pitch Scooball at home. I mean, which makes, a ton of sense. Anyway, 3 foul balls in a row here for Loreno. And another foul ball. We'll have another 0-2. Runners at first. It's a 1-1 game. Orioles have tied it up this inning. They're looking to get more. Tigers hoping to kind of shut it down right now. You never been to a Tigers game? They're pretty fun. I've been to quite a few. I try to go to one a year at least. It's always a good time. Try to anyway. 1-2. I went to the Scooball 2-hitter this year. Against Cleveland. That's right. What a game. Really thought I was going to see a perfect game that day. It was pretty crazy. Fouled away again. It's another 1-2 coming up. Pitch number 7. Well, the Reds are playing better baseball right now, or well, this year overall. They're about the same, actually. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if you'd want to not pitch your best pitcher against. I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. 1-2 fouled away. We'll have another 1-2 coming up. Eighth pitch of the at bat. This one's turning into a minute. I think so. He's because Skubal is not going to throw a no hitter. That's the reality. It'll be a perfect game if he throws one. Because he just doesn't walk someone. You know what I mean? The walks in, that's kind of what indicates it'll most likely not be a no hitter unless there's an error that kind of prevents the perfect game. That's a fucking it's a really tight pitch to call and just let it go by. Oh, okay, I guess. 2-2. Saw JB first no hitter at Copa. That's pretty cool, Tim. And then he gets him swinging. All right, well, ball doesn't lie. So, all right, 10 pitch at bat. Took a little while. Or 9 pitch at bat. Sorry, 9 pitch at bat. We walk away the winner, but the fucking they've tied it up 1-1. Top of the fourth. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 due up here for the Tigers. Torkelson, McKinstry, and Perez. So let's see if we can get another run here. Top of the fourth, 1-1. Yeah, and the reality that with how hard, pretty much, Jared, because a lot of the times when you throw really hard, it's easy just to kind of drop the bat head out and make accidental contact. And Skubal has a weird tendency to throw the ball right down the middle to really like nobody hitters to just challenge him, and he gets kind of burned on that quite a bit. That's who he always loses that shit to, like nobody ass hitters. Like he lost that perfect game to Will Wilson. That's who fucking broke up his no hitter in that game. And then of course Jose had a base hit, but his game way later. Like it was after Wilson's broke it up with that long ass double. It is a nobody ass dude that doesn't even have a real first name, like a real sounded name. Some guy that Cleveland just brought up. No, I believe his name is Will Wilson. This guy. Yeah, it's this guy who looks like a creative. He literally looks like the creative player in Madden or in MLB The Show. I'm not making it up. This guy does exist. I'm not like, I think he's got like 6 hits and a few hits this year, and one of them is against Tarek Skubal in a no hitter. Yeah, not Will Benson. I'm not getting no one mixed up. It was Will Wilson that broke that shit up. And I remember going, "Oh damn, this is the kind of guy who breaks up a no hitter," and he is. It was either that's the play of the game that always happens in a perfect game, or, you know. Yeah, he literally looks like he's got a template name and a template look. Damn it, Torkelson pops out, 1 away. Poor start to our bats are really just not cooking right now. Well, it's all a fucking left-handed starter, dude. It's always bullshit with that. He's at 60 pitches, so we're doing pretty good. We're driving that pitch count up, but it's just, I don't know if it's enough. Here's McKinstry. Come on, Zach, how about you just hit a home run? Yeah, ball 1. That's good. We'll take a walk, shit. Walk's as good as a hit. Shit. Ball 1. Out of your sensei. Called strike. That's a good pitch. Probably should have swung at that. Poked it in the left field. That's what I would have personally done. Called strike 2. You probably got to swing the bat at some point. It's 1-2 now. And he chases the ball. All right. Well, that was a shitty ass at bat. 2 away. Here's Perez. Well, we'll be heading to the bottom of the fourth rather quickly here. Tigers aren't going to respond at all. We're going to be Povic's only good start of the year. Mainly just because we don't have anyone who can hit a lefty. And the only righties we got just try to fucking hit 200 foot or try to hit like 800 foot homers off him for some reason. It's like, come on, just try swing normal. We don't need a homer exclusively. 2-0. It's cool, but we don't need it. We score off singles and doubles and shit. 3-0. Yeah, good at bat here by Perez. He better not swing. Unless he gets it right down the middle and cracks it out. Alright, he took. Alright. 3-1. Called strike. Ball 4. Or a hit. Hell yeah, we'll take a double. That works. All right, Perez with a double. Here's Baez now with 1 on and 2 out. A nice single would be cool here. Just a nice hit because we could score a run here, get the run back at least. All right, come on, Hobby. We need a hit. Just one single. They're giving you the right field line. He took a pitch that he could have fucking smoked. Damn. 0-1. Please get a hit, Javi. Hell yeah. Took the hit in the right field just like I said he should. They gave him that right field line, and that'll be a RBI base hit for Baez. I was gonna say they just gave up the entire right side of that outfield. They're just like, you ain't hitting it here. All right, cool. We pick up an RBI base hit. We grab the lead back. It's 2-1. Now I don't care how the rest of this inning plays out. Let's go, Meadows. That was a good job by the Tigers to go out there and get the lead back. It's a good responsive inning for Detroit. Looks like my chat stopped working. Oh, never mind. Yeah, pretty much, Jared. By the way, if anyone hasn't dropped a like, consider doing so. We're at about 18 right now, 2 away from the like goal of 20. I'd appreciate it if you guys could help out. Get some more people in here, help the stream do a little bit better. Appreciate you if you can help out. If not, that's cool too, I suppose. Hopefully, no one scares you tomorrow. Good luck. Gotcha. Fucking pussy. Did we beat it out? Nope. All right, that'll be a ground out. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Tigers reclaim the lead. They score as well, making it a 2-1 game. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Tigers lead 2-1. It'll be. Cool. I didn't even click on anything. 5, 6, and 7 due up here, just like for the Tigers. It'll be O'Hare, Westberg, and Cowser for the Orioles. Tigers lead 2-1. Bottom 4 coming up. Oh, now Sawyer Gibson Long is in. All right, he'll take over here in the fourth. After 2 starters opened the game for him. Or we had 2 openers started the game for him is what I meant to say. There we go. Now the Tigers put in their starting pitcher for tonight. Theoretically, if he pitches well enough, we could just ride this right to the 9th inning. Tigers trying to revolutionize baseball and just use their bullpen in the first 3 innings again, trying to see if they can get that to work. So they could that way they could just be like, all right, then we could just have our starters run it right to the 9th inning for us. Or they just do like the 4th, 5th, and 6th, maybe 7th inning, and then we just have Canely Vest. from doing this with Kreider. Put the starting pitcher in a starting pitcher position. Yep. Yeah, bottom 4, nobody on, just a fresh set of innings. You can go 3 and 3 theoretically. Well, I figured he'd eventually pitch. I just didn't know why. I don't know why they went with 3. Well, why didn't he just start the 4th or the 3rd? Oh yeah, I get what you mean. They already had a guy. Yeah. They I mean, yeah, that's what I more meant. Why'd Herter go in for so long? Is more of what I meant. You know what I mean? I figured he would have done 2, and then Long would have took over the 3rd. Is more what I assumed. Yeah, you don't want to bring him in a relief situation. Have him start a fresh inning. I agree with that. I guess Herter was probably supposed to finish the 3rd, so it would have just been Herter then Long, or Gibson Long. So I guess it theoretically should have been Herter then Long, but fucking Herter gave up that run. By the way, it's 1-1. Hey, 19 likes. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 1 away from the light goal. Whoever wants to be the last person to drop one, help us reach the light goal. It'd be pretty cool. If not, you're all gay. Anyway, O'Haron grounds out, 1 out. Hell yeah, good pitch, good pitch. Well, they thought wrong, and we should fire AJ Hinch for this. It's unforgivable. I'm fuming, really. I'm trying to hold it in, Jared, really. I just kind of want to punch something really hard. If there was drywall here, it'd be game over. Well, they get Westberg on the first pitch, 2 away. Ground out now, and now up is Mr. Cowser. No, I'm pretty sure the Astros would kill to have AJ Hinch back. I think every single one of them has no idea why they just didn't suspend him for a year like the Red Sox did and just bring him back. Like, no one cares that Cora basically got the same thing and just went right back to the Red Sox. And the Red Sox were like, yeah, we hired Cora back. And everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, if the Astros would have just fucking rehired AJ Hinch, everybody would have went, yeah, that makes a ton of sense, actually. Like, why'd they fire him? He's like the only not guilty character in this whole situation was fucking AJ Hinch. Kind of. Like him and, yeah, it was pretty much just AJ was like the only like somewhat sympathetic character, but it was his clubhouse, so he bears the brunt of the blame. 2-1. However, he was very adamantly opposed to their horseshit scandals, and he just eventually lost the war on that. That's like the MLB's findings, I believe. They're like, yeah, it seems like he was the bitch here. We don't. Jesus, dude. 2-2. So I don't know. Again, he deserved his year suspension, sure. Yeah, but it's the deniability goes out the door when it's his clubhouse, you know? While there's a part of me that sympathizes very heavily with him, but it's also there's a part of me that's also like he probably should have had a tighter run on that place. 2-2. And they get Cowser. Good inning for Sawyer Gibson. Way to come in and dominate. Sheesh. All right, good inning for Will Gibson Long. Nice to see. Nice to see. We'll head to the top of the 5th. It'll be Jones, Torres, and Green. Now we can just bully this team with an actual starting pitcher for 3 or 4 innings before they can figure out what's going on. Then suddenly it's fucking change up city. Yeah, I don't know why. The thing with me is, yeah, the Astros were stupid to overreact and fire that guy. Fucking Red Sox were like, we'll hire a 1-year manager, get rid of him, and then bring fucking back Cora. Yeah, no one cared. Like, no one gave the Red Sox, it gives the Red Sox any shit for that. No one even really cares anymore that the Astros cheated. At this point, it was like 8 years ago. If you're still crying about that World Series, it's like, what are you? You're a Yankees fan. Maybe a Dodgers fan, too. I feel like the Dodgers fans cry less than Yankees fans do about that World Series. Judge almost hit a home run over the Royals Hall of Fame sign. Damn, dude. Royals suck. Well, that would have made more sense because it would have been like the second weird scandal that happened under Belichick. Like fucking AJ, that was the first time the Astros been in trouble. I don't know. I feel like they could have just rode that out and just kept AJ. Here's the leadoff hitter for Detroit. It's 1, 2, and 3 this inning. Jones lines out on the very first pitch, one away. Povich up at 78 pitches already. 74. Sorry, I have bad eyes. 74 pitches for Povich. Here in the top of the fifth, there's one away though. Here's the two-hitter Torres. It was Jones, Torres, Green as a reminder. So Torres, Green due up. Let's do what old Glaber can do. Big time single. It's 1-1. Yeah, fucking Deflategate's so old. One, two. Deflategate was a lot of fun when it was happening live, though. That was a good ass time. 1-2. And then the following year, we won the Super Bowl in one of the greatest ways of all time. It was a good fucking 2-year run to be a Patriots fan. A lot of you guys will never know what it's like to experience that. To have the league so deliberately kind of like fucking just witch hunt your team. And then to follow it up after your player comes back, win almost all the games he plays in, like 11 of 12. And then have the greatest all-time Super Bowl comeback of all time. That was pretty good. I don't think anyone will ever experience something like that as a football fan. That was so fucking cool. We're like, damn, dude, Tom's like a real superhero, dude. And then to experience what that comeback was like from my perspective and other Patriots fans' perspective. You guys will never know what that fucking experience feels like. Matt Ryan should have been running the ball every single play, calling off throws into runs. Like, coach, they're playing the pass, so I decided to run it. He gets some shit. He should get some shit. He should have talked to his OC and been like, let's just run it the entire half, dude. We don't have to throw it ever. Kyle Shanahan should get a lot more shit for that game. And the head coach, Dan Quinn. There's a reason he didn't get another shot in the NFL after he left Atlanta for a pretty long time, like almost 10 years. How long was he out for? Like 8 years as a head coach? Oh, that'll be a nice shot by Riley Green. Is that going to be into the gap? Yeah, it is. That'll be a double. That's a good double. Wish somebody would have got on like fucking Torres. Pete Carroll, because he'd like directly fucking like overrode everybody and went for a run for some reason. Or went for the pass play. And Carroll deserves a ton of shit for that. Quinn is a defensive guy, and he just kind of trusted Shanahan not to do what he fucked that whole thing up. But I've often always contended Quinn should have knew something was fucked up when he kept throwing the ball up like 30 points. Like, hey man, we should just run it now. Like, that eats a lot of clock up, you know that, right? I don't think Russ had as a second, or well, he would have been a third-year player. I don't think third-year Russell Wilson was allowed to change plays yet. I have to remember, Russ was still in his third year in the NFL when that game happened. I don't think he was allowed to call audibles in that offense yet. Hell yeah, Dylan Dingler drives in a run. That makes it 3-1 Tigers. Good job by Dingler. And Riley Green scores. Dylan Dingler to first. Here's spending 2 bats with 1 on and 2 out. We're thinking torque bomb. So Russ, I don't think Russ deserves a lot of shit in that situation. A lot of third-year quarterbacks don't really have a ton of fucking audibles, especially in a Pete Carroll-led system where there was like a weird power struggle with him. Yeah, I mean, if the coach calls for you to hand it off, well, you're just gonna ignore your head coach? No, you're fucking gonna run the play the fucking coach calls to you. And if you don't have the authority to audible yet, you don't. I don't think Russ did at that point. 1-1. It's pretty rare for super young quarterbacks to be able to have just run up and call audibles at the line free willy. Teams typically don't want people doing that shit, or young quarterbacks doing that shit anyway. 1-2. Some teams do, some teams don't. I doubt Pete Carroll is the kind of coach that would allow his team to let a fucking rookie contract quarterback be audibling as like super often or anything. Especially not at that play. Plus, Russ probably also didn't have the balls to call an audible. Aaron Rodgers probably would have. He'd have been like, I'm fucking handing it off, dude. Fuck that. Wow, if they stop Marshawn at the 1, they deserve to win the Super Bowl, coach. I can't lie to you. But we have a timeout. let's just run it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? They stop it, we call timeout. Okay. 3-2. They don't seem that interested in pitching to Torque here. They might walk him. No, fouls it away. They threw that one like right down the middle almost. Caught his ass off guard. Yeah. They're only, it's crazy is the Patriots had actually just stopped him on a run inside the 5. Isn't that insanity? And that's part of his reasoning was he was very nervous about the clock situation, Pete Carroll. So he didn't know if the Patriots, who had just stopped Marshawn Lynch after like a 1-yard gain or a 2-yard gain or whatever, he probably would have scored. Again, he probably scores on that play. But it's not a guaranteed because again, he did just kind of get held up. Oh, Torque just hit a bomb, didn't he? Hell yeah, number 16 of the year. We figured it was coming. Let's go. Torque hits number 16. That makes it 5-1 Tigers. That'll probably be it for Povich here, unless he's going to pitch to McKinstry. All right, we scored 5, and he has a 5 ERA, so that adds up for us. All right, I'm just glad we didn't get fucking dominated by a guy who fucking isn't pitching good this year. Yeah, tired lefty, he's out there. I was going to say, are they going to take him out? Torque Bomb Tuesday. Let me guess, Kenny, did you do it just like that? Like Taco Tuesday, but Torque Bomb Tuesday. Anyway, top 5. They're going to go with a pitching change here. Povich will be taken out of the game. You did? Yeah, I figured. Well, I'll be alerting the police, Kenny. I'll give you a few minutes to run, but you're going to prison. That's Torque's 16th of the year. By the way, if you guys haven't dropped a like yet during this pitching change, make sure you do so. Helps out the stream a bit. Helps out the Tigers. Oh, never mind. They didn't pull him out. All right, ball one. Well, I guess it's McKinstry up, so. Kenny, you're in Marquette. It's not a big place. I'll just walk around until I eventually see you. It won't take long. I'll just walk around going, free pizza, free pizza. And you'll be like, what? Eventually, I'll lure you right out. Two one. Or I'll just stick a piece of turkey or chicken to a fan and just blow it around. Draw you right out like an animal. 3-1. Pretty good at hunting human, Kenny. Just like the most dangerous game, Kenny. I'm very very good at this. Yeah, I like the Cleveland thing. I know it's a trap with the upsides that you could do. Yeah. Who's a bigger overachiever? Dingler. He's a rookie doing what he's doing. Hell yeah! Look at McKinstry picking up another hit. They should have fucking pulled that guy. That'll be a second triple. That I think McKinstry is now the league leader in triples. That's his second triple of the day. Woohoo! All right, now they're gonna pull this guy. They're gonna go get a new pitcher. So it's cool. We have a switch hitter up. So if they go get a righty, then we could switch this dipshit over to the left side of the plate. This rules. He just tied Duran. Hell yeah. Yeah. He's right around catcher. I think he might be the best defensive catcher. But maybe like Raleigh's a little overall better still. Sir Anthony Dominguez is going to be pitching, so they'll bring in a righty, which means the Tigers will be batting from. Oh, the Tigers can bring in some lefties now if they want. Yeah, 2 triples for old McKinstry. Pride and joy of CMU. You want to see Torque and Taylor Ward? That'd be cool. Torque's probably well on his way to being an all-star this year. That OPS is fucking beefy looking now. It's just 853 right now, boys. Our boy Torque got an 853 fucking OPS. That's incredible, man. And he plays all the time. That's really good. That's way up there. For a guy with a 238 average, all he does is hit doubles and home runs. It rules. He's only worse in coverage on dirt balls, but he has a higher base stealing defense. Yeah. He I think he leads in throwout rate. Right? Or he's way up there. He's either 1 or 2 at that. And again, for a rookie who's still kind of figuring it all out and figuring out like speed stuff, it's really good. So see what had happened was. So why'd I add the had? Yeah, I looked too fast and I seen HA and just added had happened. I was like, that's cool. All right, runner at third. Perez up. Dominguez, the pitcher now for the Orioles. He's from the right side. We're in the top of the 5th. It's a 5-1 Tigers lead. They want to add that triple in that McKinstry just hit and replaced the pitcher with. McKinstry back up over a fucking 800 OPS now, too. He's at 803. Hell yeah, dude. We got a whole bunch of 800s back in the lineup now. We've got, damn it. I think Perez is out of spot ball. For ones that actually count, Torres is at 764. That's not so bad. Green is over. Torque, McKinstry. If Torres could get a double, he'd be up at 800. It's just because Torres does not have a good slugging at all. It's fucking low, so his OPS is a little low. Yeah, no, it's this was expected eventually out of Torque. They expected him to come up and hit a lot of homers and a lot of doubles, but I don't think they expected him to hit for a very high batting average. And that was kind of the feeling coming out on him in college, was he was going to be a power hitter, like a low average 250, 260 kind of guy. Could qualify for the MVP if he hits up in the 280s, 290s. Could draw votes still, like with the average that he's got. But again, he's never going to like wow you with the batting average. But he's going to be a doubles and homer machine. And that's kind of he's pretty much lived up to his scouting report to a T. He's a very traditional like pole power hitter. Just everything flies out. And it's nice. That's what we needed. That's what you want at first base. He's like the prototypical first baseman. I genuinely don't care about the batting average. God damn it. Paris flies out. Good inning for the Tigers, though. They drop 3. They take a 5-1 lead. Now we hope they pitch well to keep it like shut down. Oh yeah. A lot of guys get the green light. I think I think our team philosophy is swing 3-0 if you want. I know Green's got a green light, Baez, Torkelson. I'm pretty sure everyone but rookies can swing 3-0 if they want. Because there is a logic to swinging at a pitch right down the middle on 3-0. I mean, there's something there. You just, you know. Sure, it's bad. It's kind of, I don't know. It's bad mojo to swing 3-0, but I don't know. I don't believe in letting people. I'd have my guys do it at the beginning of the year so we gained a reputation that you can't throw us a free 3-0. So if you fuck up, you still have to pitch us 3-0. And if he's struggling with, you know what I mean? Like the mind game of 3-0. I think there's a way to utilize that count to fuck with pitchers and teams. In a pretty fun way. Anyway, Mayo, Mullins, and top of the order, Holiday. 8, 9, and 1. Kind of, I think I already said that. Mayo, Mullins, Holiday. Bottom of the 5th. 5-1 Tigers. Let's hope for a quick inning here. 1, 2, 3. Let's hope. What's up, Spoons? How you been? Did you know the 4 pitch is likely going to be something serviceable? It keeps the pitcher from thinking he'll get a throw. Yeah, pretty much. And that could be enough to get a pitcher kind of recalibrated too. I always hate that. And they get Mayo to ground out. 1 away. Nice pitch. Kind of risky on a ball right down the pipe, though. I guess not really. Here's Mullins. Gotta watch out, or you'll stick a decent bat in the 9 hole. They believe that you put your worst bat in an 8 slot. That's actually a pretty good strategy, in my opinion. That's probably how I'd build a lineup. Depending on the pitcher that's being thrown against us, I'd probably have a decent hitter in the 9 hole, somebody who can get on pretty heavily or pretty often. And have my worst guy at 8. Because there is some logic to how often the 9 hitter leads off an inning, or just is up with 1 out for whatever reason. And then you give the top of the order some guy who's on. You know, that gives good energy. 2-0. You remember the Phillies guy who was pissed the batter was swung on 3-0 pitch for a homer? The pitcher? Two 2-1. Are you talking about Tony La Russa being mad at Yermin Mercedes for swinging 3-0 and hitting a grand slam? I remember that, and that pretty much ruined Yermin Mercedes' career. That was crazy. And that was the White Sox where that happened. That's what I remember. That's the last time I remember I'm a big deal about a 3-0 swing. Mullins pops out. Nice play by McKinstry. We know he's quick enough to get to the pop out. Top of the order, here's Jackson Holliday, the older brother of Ethan Holliday, who might be the number 1 pick this year. But they should take one look at his older brother and understand that maybe not worth the squeeze. There's some duck forcing him because he thought the batter was just going to yield. Yeah, was that the one I'm talking about? The Yerman play? You went to the Guardians versus Tigers game, win scoop ball pitch. Same here. It was a good ass game. Oh, 2 away. Hell yeah, they get Holiday a strikeout. That'll end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 6th. Tigers hold on to their 5-1 lead. Way to hold momentum. Top 6, Baez, Meadows, and Jones. 8, 9, and 1 due up. Top 6. Good game to get to go to. Honestly, it might be because I can't remember the guy's name. I just remember thinking, how is a batter at fault for swinging? Well, I think it's also because the White Sox were up like fucking 12-1 at that point. So I feel like he felt it was poor sportsmanship. That could be my only guess as to why Tony La Russa was so angry for the swinging 3-0. Because swinging 3-0 is whatever, you know. If it happens, sometimes you fucking crack at one. But I think it was the fact that he swung 3-0 while up like 12 runs. That's a little bit of bush ball, I would say. A little bit of shittiness. Like, I could get why La Russa was pissed, but it's also like, man, maybe you shouldn't have screeched at your player the way you did. You should have your players back, kind of publicly. Maybe be a bit pissed at him behind the scenes, but I don't know. Baez, Meadows, Jones here in the top of the 6. 5-1, Tigers lead. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. So for quick outs. Une de toi. The Lions fan who's seen my team get blown out by 60 plus and is now listening to how much the Lions, our bullies, are running the score up. It means nothing to me. Yeah, that's how I feel. I don't care about that. 1-1. There are some like poor sportsman shit to do in baseball though. Swinging 3-0 when you're up like 10 runs is pretty shitty. You shouldn't be doing that. Bias flies out, 1 away. It's like, because again, you know the guy had like they have to keep it. Like baseball is a weird sport where like you have to participate in getting your ass beat, and you have to be kind of chill about it. So like it's kind of not fair if a guy misses 3 in a row to just be like, oh, I'm about to fucking make it way worse. It's kind of not chill. You know what I mean? Especially if the literal score is like 12-1. Like you guys have won the game. Ain't no one coming back. No reason to tee off and slam it. Because you know they're not trying to walk you. You know you're getting it right down. I don't know. There's something really weird and poor sportsman-y about that. 2-0. In that movie, yeah, I don't know. Probably the Red Sox come back to beat the Yankees in those ALCS games in like 04. Meadows pops out 2 away. Damn, this thing's going quick. Top of the order for Detroit, though. Maybe they can get something cooking here with Jones up. Surprised they're not going with a new pitcher, but or a new hitter, but it's 5-1. So might as well give Jones some bats. You always got carry if you need them. A 1 to Jones. Dun, dun. That'll be the third out. Jones will get out. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. We'll have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up here in the bottom of the 6th for the Orioles. But I don't know what the biggest comeback in baseball history would be. Rutschman, Henderson, and Loreno. 2, 3, and 4 due up here in the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-1. Tigers lead. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to go rip a bogey a few times. Be right back. All right, I'm back. By the way, it's 0-2 with 1 away. So essentially, all these teams are tied. So 12 seems to be the magic number that teams can overcome. 0-2 now with 1 away. And they get Henderson swinging 2 down. Now up is Loreno. I might have to turn my light on. Yeah, I just don't want to get down 13 runs. That would suck. Dun, 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 dun. Time for Detroit to break. Yeah, we're not doing that. Challenge accepted. I'm good. 1-1. Dun, dun, dun. Ball in the dirt. 2-1. I don't know. It's only 3 innings left. It could be like 30 minutes. Theoretically, could take a while. That's a hit. And that'll be a base hit. Man on for O'Hearn. No, I don't gamble. Nope. I'm not a gambler. Swing and a miss, so 1. So, Lord. 0-2 here on O'Hearn. And he's called out on strikes. Good. Yeah, there we go. Good job by SGL to get us to the top of the 7th. Torres, Green, and Dingler. Yeah, get a little desperate at the plate at this point. SGL's dealing already. He's got 5 Ks or 4 Ks. Cano, Yenier Cano is in. Gibson Long's got 4 Ks through 3. What's up, Laura? How's it going? GG so far. GG so far. Good games. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, Torres, Green, and Dingler against Cano, a righty. Don't imagine anyone here getting pinched hit, so we'll see how they do. 5-1, Tigers lead, top 7. One of our better days at the plate in the last couple weeks. More consistent anyway, driving in runs and, you know, driving in like timely runs, that kind of key thing. Yeah, we're up at 21 likes. If you haven't dropped a like yet, consider doing so. Helps the stream out, gets more people in here, makes the stream look a little better. I'd appreciate it if people could help out. Helps us out here. If not, it's fine too. I understand. Yeah, they just look a little sharper today, a little more alive, especially in that. Well, I Torque hit a 2-run homer, so that kind of. Oh, they have a bunch of 1-run innings where they didn't hit home runs. They scored, which is good. Scoring without home runs is good to see. Torres leads it off with a base hit and 1 on. Here's Green. Oh, fucking probably a home run. Wouldn't be too crazy. Call strike 1. Ball's in the dirt. It's 1-1. Two, 1. Fouled away. It's 2-2. Green strikes out 1 away. Here's Dingler. 1 on, 1 out. Single bomb would be pretty sweet. Maybe. We can only hope. This game's still in reach. So, anyway, called strike 1. You know what I mean? It's one of them things where it's like it should, but you just never know. So 1 though. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the top of the 7th of a 5-1 game. Called strike 2. It's O deuce. Well, this is a game cast. It's not the actual game or anything like that. It's just like it just shows you like, hey, there's a right-handed batter up, which would be Dylan Dingler. There's a guy pitching, which is Cano, and here's where the pitchers are coming in at. That's what that shows you. It's just kind of like, hey, this is where the pitch was thrown. It's 0-2. Ball way outside, ball 1. Not like it's fake, but it's also not like it's actual people or made to look real. Just kind of some light visual representation of what the game is, what's going on at the game. Dingler goes down swinging. Here's Torkelson now with 2 away. Yep. He homered in his last at bat. 16th of the year. Does he have 17? Would be pretty sweet. So 1-1 count with 1 on and 2 out. Top 7, Tigers up 5-1. Looking to expand their lead maybe with a little blast by their slugger Torkelson. We'll see if they can pick anything up. One, two. Fouled away. One, two. Fouled it away. We'll have another 1-2 coming. Torque's just staying alive out there. Staying alive. Staying alive. Could be bad news for the pitcher, though. Another foul ball. We'll get another 1-2. Yeah, the Spencer T is back. T is for Torkelson. Even though it kind of made the T a little odd shaped. Another foul ball. We'll see the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. This is a good sign for Torque. I feel like he keeps working away, too. So eventually he's going to come. Yeah, his last couple of... actually, he's been working inside. Yeah, and if he hits a homer there, he doesn't have a T anymore. It's just a weird shape. 2-2. Good take. 1 on, 2 out. 1 on, 2 out, 2-2 count. Tigers up by 4. It's 5-1. Top 7. Maybe crazy if he threw it down the middle. That'd probably be a mistake. He'd probably give up a home run if he does that. Nope. Torkelson struck out right down the middle. Damn, good call. Fucking caught his ass fucking stupid. Anyway, we'll go to the bottom of the 7th now. Westberg, Cowser, and Mayo. Yeah, they just popped it right down the middle and Torque just swung right through it. Bottom 7. Westberg, Cowser, Mayo. We'll probably see Gibson, Sawyer Long just probably finish this whole game out if he can. 6 innings. And it's probably all pitch count based for him today. Keep forgetting that he's probably on a pretty tight pitch count, but he's got to be beneath it right now. He isn't throwing too many pitches at this rate. Only at 30. Yeah, he's in good shape. I think his pitch count's probably like 60, 70? Maybe 75, 50. Somewhere between 50 and 70. So he's got at least this inning and next inning. Especially if we can get him quick. Again, I don't know if it's innings or pitches thrown would be the limiter for elbow. I'm guessing just number of pitches thrown they want to be tight on. Probably the better way to be about it. I'm pretty sure he's going to get the win now, too. Shit. Who comes in to close? Probably Vest. Actually, I don't know. It'd probably be Canely if we actually needed it. At this rate, it's not a save situation. That's what I mean. It wouldn't be bad to just let SGL pitch the game through. We could use it. But at the same point, it would probably just depend on how many pitches he throws. You know what I mean? I mean, through 3, he threw like fucking 30 pitches. So if he can do it again, 60 pitches through 6 innings is great. Yeah, I was gonna say I think SGL came in with the lead, so I think he just gets the win. 0-2. I don't think any of the other pitchers had a lead to pitch in. Well, Herder, I guess, but it's 0-2. And then they hit him. God damn it. Well, now they're probably not going to get a double play with these two. That was going so good. Then he hit him. Let's hope for a double play. Turn a little 2 here. Just pretty hard to do with Towser for hitting. We can hope. Anyway, called strike 1. Dude, this guy's a strike machine. Hell no, I am here. Fuck that. Fucking ground ball, double play. Swinging strike 2. All right, now let's see if we can put him away. Just don't hit him this time. And get a double play with Mayo up next and get out of the inning quick. All right, they struck out. Dude, this guy fucking rules, I think. Dude, this guy's so fucking good. This Sawyer Gibson Long. What the fuck? I think we got another pitcher, boys. 1 away, runner at first. Here's Mayo. Let's hope for a ground ball double play. Ooh, man, he's dealing right now. Yeah. Whatever, you can be a little sloppy. It's, yeah, he got, is that 2? Double play, just what we need. Oh, dude, beautiful job by the Tigers there. Strike the guy out that you're probably not going to double up because he's too fast. And then you fucking induce a ground ball from the guy who's going to get the ground ball from Mayo. Good job by the Tigers. Way to fucking breeze through that. That means Gibson Long's pitching the rest of the game. Would that be a save for Gibson? I mean, no one had the lead when he came in. He came into a 1-1 game. No, he came into a Tigers lead 2-1, didn't he? Yeah, he came in the 4th inning. Would that be a save? Because that wouldn't be anyone's. I think that's just his win, right? Or would it be a save? Because we're up by 4, so that kind of blows out the need of a save. We're up 4, so I think this should be a win for him, right? McKinstry, Perez, and Baez will go up against Blewett. Uh-oh. Orioles still have a chance in this game, but Scott Blewett. Saves? Yeah, saves are weird, where it's like it has to be 3 runs or less, usually in 2 innings, but sometimes it can be really long for some reason. If it's just one guy comes in like the 6th, 5th inning and just kind of saves the game, I guess. And just, yeah, I guess that's technically a save. I guess it doesn't matter how long the save or short it is. Last out of the game with 3 runs or less would be a save. You could have a .1 save where you just come in and fucking get the last out, and that's a technical save. That's a save, technically. Especially if you say, like, the guy pitching before you gave up a run and made it like a 3-run game, then you come in and get the last out. It's 100% a save. Yeah, that makes sense, Tom. Pretty crazy. Ball 1 to McKinstry. Shouldn't have been a ball. Yeah, that's literally a save. We had 3 runs. 5-1 isn't a save, unfortunately. We don't want them to be in a save. So I'd rather them just lose 5-1. I'm cool with this being the final. We could just wrap it up. 2-1. Just call it for today. Just be like, hey, Tigers win. That's ball game. McKinstry got out 1 away. A little fly out there. A little flare out, I guess you'd call it. A little pop out, really. 1 out here in the top of the 8th. Anyway, called strike 1. Coming up, so you better get this party started. 0-2 on Perez. With 1 away. Fouled away again. We'll get it. Yeah. Fouled away again. We'll get another 0-2. Let's see. Cincinnati's up 1-0 on Cleveland right now, but Cleveland looks like they could score. Texas is up 3-0 on Minnesota. And hell yeah, that'll be a base hit for Perez. And the Yankees are up 2-1 on the Chiefs, or the Royals, looking like they could score. Texas also, well, Minnesota's doing pretty good to start off. They're gonna get done. 1 on, 1 out. Here's Javier Baez the third. His sons are the 4th. His son's son is the 5th. Yeah, I bet you didn't know. Javi's had a child when he was 13 years old. That child is one of the top prospects in baseball to this day. And Javi Baez the 4th. And guess what about his son? His son's had a son when he was 13 too, just like his dad. Javi Baez the 5th. 4 generations of Javi Baez is on this earth right now. Some say there might even be a 6th, and that his baby might have gotten another baby pregnant. Not really sure how that's possible. Or if it's legal. Oh, well, that's a double play. I shouldn't have. Yeah, that's my fault. I did that. That's my bad. That's bad juju. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Damn, I can't believe the umps just took just gave the Phillies the lead on a home run. I can't believe the umps are letting the Phillies just do that. It's crazy. Lee, who pitched at third of an inning, would be in line for the win. It would be interesting to see how it is booked in the end. Oh, okay. Lee would get the win, I guess. He left in a tie, but yeah, like it's kind of weird how the umps are letting the Phillies bat and like get runs. Not really like fair, really. I mean, all right. Called strike one to Mullen. Again, it's Mullins, Holiday, and Rutschman here in the bottom of the eighth. By the way, it's 0-2. Gibson Long back to work here. Yeah, I don't really actually have a problem with the Cubs. I think they're a great team. Just their fans are being weird. And the Cubs retook the lead on a 2-run home. Or I don't know how the Cubs just retook the lead. Damn, Jared, your hate watching didn't work. And Mullins grounds out. We actually got him to ground out. That's pretty rare. Must have hit the ball to the first baseman. Oh, he did. I was going to say, if you get Mullins to ground out, that usually means he grounded out directly to the first baseman. I can't believe the umpires are letting the Cubs win, though. That's really weird. Strike one, or one away. Top of the order, here's Holiday. Yeah, he's just fucking efficient right now. I think he just got another quick ground out. Oh, no, I think that's a double. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's a 1-out double. Well, game over. Comeback starts now. Here's Rutschman. Anyway, let's just hope for a quick out here. One of the more dangerous bats in the lineup. Hope we get out without that little shithead advancing. And a wild pitch, runner to third. Fucking goddamn it. Ball one. Yeah, you guys are jinxing the shit out of this. Look what you guys have done. Not just you, Gibbs. It was also Jared. He's like, I like how he's throwing a strike on every pitch. That's ball two. Oh, Jared, dude. 2-0. All right, there we go. Called strike. All right, we got a mercy call. Tom's like, it was me. All along. It was Earth all along. Come on, 3-1, dude. Just throw strikes. What you doing? It doesn't get easier. Henderson's up. We really can't afford to blow this here, man. Get the outs. Believe in yourself. That's gone. Or is it just a fly out? Okay, it's just a pretty long fly out, maybe. Yeah, okay. Sack fly. The runner will score, making it 5-2, which means Vester Canely will pitch the ninth. But 5-2. Nobody on for Henderson. All right, that makes it a lot less scary. 2 away. Cool. Called strike one, which means the ninth inning won't be super fucking stacked with like a bunch of dickheads that are really, really cracked at hitting. And if he gets on, we could maybe get Liriano to ground out and just not really have too much stress to deal with. 0-2. So 2. 2 away. 5-2 score. So the Orioles have gotten a run here in the inning. They're looking to get a little bit more. Try and chisel into that lead before the ninth inning begins. 5-2. What do we see on the 0-2 count for Henderson? SGL got him in their first little one to do. Apparently, we've struck out 9 times today. That's pretty crazy. 1, 2, and 5. And 9. Yeah, that adds up quick. And that'll be a double. Here's Liriano. Okay, so hopefully, if we can get him out, they're probably pulling him. Yeah, probably just go get the closer now. Orioles are in try to win the game mode, and this guy's not the right guy to probably have out there. We gotta sit through a fucking pitching change. That means, dude. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Hopefully we can get out of this before it gets a little bit ugly for him. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, he's out of there. I think they're going to bring in Will Vest. Or Canely just to finish out the inning. Yeah, Canely will come in. All right, well, hopefully we get a quick out here. Let's not make it a 2-run game. Runner at second, 2 away. The hitter is Loreno. Tommy Canely will be the pitcher. 5-2, Tigers lead. They're hoping to keep this ball in the park and get a quick out. I probably got to turn on my lights soon. It's getting dark in here. You just made tacos? Nice. Hopefully the Tigers make some wins. Oh, is it because it's Torco Tuesday? Torque Bomb Tuesday? Is that kind of the reason for it? Yeah, you're like, all right, I'm going to do that then. 5-2 in the top of the ninth or bottom of the eighth. Kind of depend. Probably. I don't really see much more getting scored. Maybe Detroit comes out and tries to score though, so I'm not too sure. Hopefully we stay on fire, Allison. I don't know. 10 feels safe. Kind of just depends how the rest of this eighth goes, though, in my opinion. No, not bad. Not bad. Quite a few strikeouts. Couldn't close out this last little bit here, though. Unfortunately. 5-2, runner at second, 2 away. With Loreno at the plate, ball 1. Come on. Fuck. We need an out. Yeah, because if it becomes 5-3 and then the out comes, Tigers probably come out and try and score like a few runs. 2-0. This days like this, Tigers may only try to get 1 and just kind of keep it like a 6-2 game. I don't know though. We'll see. 2-0. Tigers need the out. We'll see if we can get it. Juju, what the fuck's he doing? About to give up a 3-run shot to O'Haron and just fuck us. Would be typical. Hey, look at that. He threw a strike. It's 3-1. Need strikes. Nope. And he'll walk him, ball 4. Now the tying run comes to the plate. It's O'Haron, probably the worst guy to have with this guy at the... Whatever. I think he walked him on purpose to get to the lefty, if I'm being perfectly honest. Canley prefers to pitch to... Oh, never mind. He's just walking people. Ball 1. Nope, bad idea to bring this guy in. We're going to have to bring Vest in with the bases loaded here in a second. Two-oh. Yep, hopefully Vest is warmed up and ready to come in because this guy ain't ready to pitch. He's going to walk runs in and shit. And Hinch will just keep him out there. It'll be like 17-5 all of a sudden. He'll be like, Canley will eventually get the out. Ball 3. Yeah, why is he in? What the fuck are we doing? Was his job to just come in and get 2 walks? I suppose. I'm glad they called that a strike for no reason. Three one. He swung at that. I don't know why that guy just did that shit. Fouled away. It's 2-2 or 3-2. Now what are you gonna do? They're connecting on your outside. Go inside lows. Fuck it. You're gonna walk them anyway. Might as well go inside. Work low on him. Maybe he'll cut and miss. Just whiff at it. No way it worked. He just went low and in and it worked. Hell yeah, dude. We get out of there. All right. Never doubted it for a second. All right. There we go. He was just setting him up for the low and inside strikeout. See, I know how he works. Anyway, Meadows, Jones, and Torres do up here in the top of the ninth. Let's get a run. Canley's fine. Hey, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. He wanted to set up. He goes after left-handed hitters. I'm pretty sure he walked that dude on purpose, and then he just couldn't get his shit redialed back in. I'm genuinely. I was like, all right, I'm 99% sure Canely just walked that guy on purpose because he's way better at pitching to lefties. Yeah, I was gonna say he walked the first guy, because he doesn't pitch to lefties, and there was a base open at first. Logically, you'd walk the guy to set up a ground ball because first of all he's a changeup pitcher, so you set up the ground ball at any base. That's the smart move. Plus, he's better at pitching to lefties. He pitches changeups that break away from them. It's, you know what I mean. It's the right move. It's an annoying move, but it's the right thing to walk the guy. Now the other hey, by the way, yeah, we only have 23 likes, by the way. You guys should help out, drop a few more likes, especially since most of you are just listening and not really chatting or contributing. You're a freeloader. You're a YouTube welfare user. Unless you're watching with premium, then I appreciate you. Then your views are worth more money to me. You're more valuable people. Yeah, again, I'm pretty sure you guys are ignoring the fact that he probably walked the first guy he faced on purpose, the right-handed hitter, to go after the lefty. Are you guys just completely ignoring that, or do you not care? Genuine question. Yeah, premium views are worth more than people who don't have premium. You get more ad view. Well, because they don't have ads, but you get more money from that, from the views. I understand, Tom. Meadows lines out, one away. Damn, that was a quick first out. Here's Jones. But because again, there's a free base. You pitch better to a left-handed hitter. I don't know. You go after the lefty. Yeah, it was an intentional walk. Maybe he chased. I don't know. Kerry Carpenter will bat for Jones here. Tigers maybe want to try to get a run back. They might bring in a new pitcher, though, which would be really fucking annoying. Oh, okay. They're going to just pitch to him. All right, cool. Kudos. Ball one. I hear that. I'm talking about the last guy. The guy was clear. I mean, yeah, he just threw a bunch of weird away pitches trying to get a guy to chase. I think that was just how he set it up. I think the thing that fucked him up was just throwing intentional bad pitches, and then he just kind of got in like a weird groove of it. I don't really think you should cry about an at bat that ended in an out. I don't. You guys are literally just bitching to bitch at that point. I have nothing to say to that. Look at what you're complaining about. You guys are genuinely upset about this. It's very funny to me. Like, genuinely very funny. I don't know. I have no idea why you would even give a shit. The at bat ended in and out. Who gives a fuck how he got there? Yeah, have you never seen Tommy Canely pitch this year? That's how he pitches. Stop watching. Just change channel when he's pitching. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, and we have the fewest blown leads at 7th inning or later when we have a lead. We have fucking 8 of them. That's it. We've only blown 8 games this year. 8 leads anyway. That doesn't even mean we lost those games. It just means we blew a lead in the 7th inning or later. We only have 8 of those. That's very few. He's good. Damn, I think Carpenter flew out. And when Canely pitches, I think he's blown 1 game this year. Yeah, we know that he wasn't throwing strikes. Yeah, we know. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Hypersonic's just a dramatic person, but like, you're mad because, like, no, look at what you're saying though, Jared. You're like, why didn't he switch his strategy and go for a quicker out if it wasn't working on the very first pitch? I don't know, man. He got the out. That's all that matters. He set up the low and inside pitch and got a strikeout on it. I don't know. That's why he did it that way. One, two. All right, man. Just he got the out. That's really all that matters. That's how Canely pitches. No reason to get riled. It's like getting mad about Bo Brisky throwing balls. It's like, okay, that's kind of how he pitches. Some guys use balls to set other guys up. It's just how they pitch. Not a big deal. As long as they get the out, I genuinely don't care how they go about their pitching sequence. It's irrelevant. Wish they'd throw fewer balls, sure, because it kind of makes shit take longer, but it's kind of irrelevant. Base hit. If it sets up other pitches, it's fine to throw balls. It's annoying, I guess. Again, if he walks a guy, that's when it gets annoying. But if you want to play with if you want to give a guy a couple fucking 2 or 3 free balls just to set up a few strikes, it works. Guys do it all the time. Canely does it all the time. Bo Brisky plays like that too. Will Vest doesn't. He just go right after dude. He's like, bam, 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 I'm throwing strikes. Yeah, that's all. It's annoying. It's a weird thing that works. Again, it's playing with eye level, playing with inside outside, playing with like the eye level, playing with like horizontal vertical level. Again, that's good things to try to fuck with, by the way. 1 on, 2 out. Like that why you go inside and you go high inside, low inside, and then work further out, like, you know, like you work a sequence like you see in these 3 pitches here. Oh, I get a hypersonic. You're good, man. I say you're more of a dramatic fan, which is chill. That's how you are. Francona popping off again against the former 5 team. Dude, Francona revenge game is hilarious. You guys won the that's just how they are. Who cares, Gibbs? It's fine. Man, I hate over talking about something. Holy shit. Some people just don't know how to let stuff go. Who cares? None of this matters. I don't know why anyone has any problems right now. We're winning 5-2. This is what I mean by people just find stuff to complain about. We're up 5-2, and we've never been in threat at all in this game. This is not a close baseball game. This is a blowout. This is a beating of another team. We've out-hit them 12-5. We have an error, and they got runs on anything but that. Like it's not a good game for Baltimore. A couple of lucky doubles. And that's why the score is the way it is. A couple lefty doubles off a right-handed pitcher, and like that's like why it's 5-2 instead of 5-1. Looking a lot worse. It's fine. This is a pretty good game. We got Will Vest up, and we've got Westberg, Cowser, and Mayo saved for any pinch hitter. But since these are, I think, I don't know actually who's going to hit. I don't know what the Orioles do at the end of games. Yeah, exactly. So this is the complete opposite. This guy just throws strikes. Yeah, it's just types of pitchers. It's nothing to get excited about. Hell, the guy at second wasn't even technically Canely's. That was fucking Gibson's. Yeah. Fucking Will Vest is our closer. Canely's our setup guy for the most part. I think like 90% of the time you can kind of look at it as Vest is the closer and Canely's the setup guy. Because Canely doesn't really pitch that well to righties because he only throws changeups. So he's not really super effective as a closer. Whereas However, if there would have been a series of lefties, if there would have been the top of the order coming up and Canely, it would have been Vest then Canely. Say like if this was the order in the 8th inning, they'd have brought Vest in right now in like the 8th inning. And then they would have brought Canely in to face like the top of the order in the 9th. That's like a smarter handedness. Yeah, Canely, if Canely could pitch to righties a little bit more consistently and just didn't have the two pitches, the fastball and the changeup, he'd probably be an effective closer. But the problem is he's just sort of dominant against left-handed bats. Just shits on him. Whereas Vest is more of a true like 8th inning, 9th inning guy. Just kind of just works through guys. Tries to anyway. Oh, come on. Throw strikes. 3-1. Can't be giving up free bases. Not late. All right. Foul ball. It's 3-2. High or middle inside. Throw it middle inside. I'm pretty sure you'll get him. That's where I would go. Just the opposite side of where you threw the exact pitch you just threw. Damn, he homered. He threw it low, though. Why did he throw it low? He just threw it into the dude's power spot. All right, 5-3. Well, here we go. That was a terrible pitch. It should have been way higher. Here's Cowser. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do now. This game's pretty much all. The Orioles are. All right, you probably should throw strikes, though, man. These aren't very good hitters that are currently up. Throw strikes. 1-1. Swinging strike 2. It's 1-2. Two. Not really sure where that was going. 2-2 count. I got to make it a little bit more convincing than that. Fouled away. It'll remain 2-2. Drop something in there nasty, fucking Will. High upside fastball. Or inside. I go high and in. Nope. Fucking. That pitch should have been up and in on the hands. Not really, like, not that far in, but, you know, up in. I don't know. 2-2. All right, they got him to fly out. One away, kind of a deep fly out, but hey, one away. We got one. Here's Mayo now, unless they're pinch hitting him. And they are. They're going to bring in Ramon Urias. Urias, sorry. I missaw his name. Urias is up to hit now. A little bit better with bat. Hopefully we can still get him, though. Urias? Ramon Urias, I guess. Pretty standard South American name, it seems like. Ball 1. Fouled away, it's 1-1. Oh, yeah, fair enough, fair enough. I just have heard the last name before a ton. A 1-2. That's all. Feels like there's always at least a couple guys in the MLB with the name. Oh yeah, so it's been a fun stream. Hopefully it ends good. Arias. They should spell it like that then, not Urias. Sorry. I refuse to pronounce names not spelled the way that they're written. Fuck, I always forget it's not really fair to do that with non-American names. I always have to relent. Never mind. All right, so it's Rias, even though they should just fucking spell it. Yeah, I always forget that not every name's in English. So I relent that. That's my bad. 2 down now. They get Riaz to do it. To ground out. Anyway, here's Mullins now. He won't be easy. Fouls the first pitch away. It's 0-1. Yeah, my rule for names only counts for foul away. It's 0-2 now. All right, one more good pitch. I'd go with a really good pitch somewhere. See, I'd get up to turn the light on, but I'm very superstitious, and I feel like if I do that, we lose the game. Hell yeah, they got him to strike out. We win. GG's to Baltimore. That actually turned into a fun game at the end there. Good little, fun little try for a comeback there. 5-3, Tigers will take it to go to 44-24. We're finally 20 games above 500. Hell yeah, dude. We did it. We got to 20 games above. Hell yeah. All right, we'll go to 44-24 though. Good game. GG's. Oh, you guys? Yeah, you guys were all wrong about all your dooming. Yeah, the entire time. Yeah, I wouldn't want to pay for any of that. Yeah, Martin, that's the beauty of things like YouTube. Everything's pretty much free. You were wrong about him not being easy as well. About who? Who not being easy? Haven't pitched all 9 innings today. Nice. Got a complete game. I'm pretty sure I was pretty positive about everything today, but all right. Yeah, he's a pretty good hitter. What? Just do you think that just because he struck out in that at bat, that doesn't mean that he's like a bad hitter? Like genuinely, do you think that? Because that's a silly ass way to look at something. Like Mullins is hitting like 270 with like an 800 OPS. do you think he's a bad hitter? If he gets on, that's a real fucking problem for us with Holiday coming up. That would have been a terrible situation if he would have just doubled. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, am I wrong? Is Mullins like an easy at bat or something? No, he's not. He chased a bad pitch. Don't know why. Helped us out. We won the game. But I appreciate y'all. It was a fun game. Good to watch. Felt fun to watch. Yeah, I guess for sure. I suppose I don't really think him striking out on that pitch makes it an easy at bat. Have a good night, Gibbs. That's all. That's my main contention. He's still a good hitter. He's probably gonna. He usually murders us too. So I was really happy to see that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we could use some bullpen arms. I just don't like to give up a lot. We could just use a bullpen, like a general bullpen arm, because we've kind of been using our bullpen a lot. However, with if all of our starters get healthy, we can kind of start using some of these guys as long relievers. They gave the win to Long. Yeah, I figured they'd give it to Sawyer Gibson. I was going to say, that's got to be his win, right? The other pitcher left the game in a tie. Well, now that Vest probably gets a save, and fucking Canely got a hold in that too. Yeah, it's a good win. That's all. That's all that really matters. They won the game. Hopefully they play a little better tomorrow, maybe a little bit crisper. But 5-3 is about as good a win as you can get. Everything's working out. Yeah, everyone have a good night and everything. We'll be live again tomorrow. I believe it's all the same time for all 3 of the games. Let me double check. Yeah, all right. It's all 6:35ers. And then we're back home for the Reds. Oh, 12 o'clock baseball on Sunday. We're Sunday afternoon baseball. Looks like we're Friday evening baseball too. Nope, we're not. Yep, we're Roku baseball on Sunday though. Cool. Get the 12 spot. Yeah, it's weird. There's always ones go quick, it feels like. Yeah, the ones where we win, yeah, they tend to go a little quick. This one's a little longer at like 2.5+ hours than the last couple games have been, I feel like. Yeah, those 12 o'clock is like ends at 3 somehow. You're like, what the fuck, man? All right, though, everybody. I think I'm gonna see you later, Neil. I think I'm gonna get out of here, everybody. I'm gonna get some food in my system. I'm getting kind of hungry, ready to go do some other things for the evening. All right, though. I appreciate y'all. Fun ass stream as always. You know, good hanging out, good chit chatting. Yeah, GG, Jared. Yeah, it was nice chatting. I don't know. I don't really have too much else to end on. We had a good game. Good job by Torque. He had his 16th. A lot of doubles. Miss Kinstry had 2 triples, which is pretty great. So, good game. Hopefully, we keep it going for the next 2 and we take a sweep here. Closing in on 50 wins. Wonder when we get there. Peace out. Have a great rest of the day. 44, 24, 20 games above 500. Who'd have thought it? Not me.